students. How are you all? I hope all are good. So this is our continuation class of lesson 10 matter around us. Once again we will recall what we have seen in the previous class. That is definition we have seen for matter. And next one is classification of matter. That is physical states of matter you have studied in your earlier classes. And after that, on the basis of chemical composition we have seen in the previous class. And on the basis of the chemical composition, it is classified into pure substances, impure substances, and pure substances. It's classified into two types, elements and compounds, and examples also we have seen for that. And impure substances, it is homogeneous and heterogeneous, and the examples also we have seen for that. And for you, an activity is given for you in the, and now we are going to see in the next topic is elements. And the activity is given for you. You please try out this one. Is air a pure substance or a mixer? And next one is, you must have seen brass statues in museums and places of worship. Brass is an alloy made of approximately 30% zinc and 70% copper. What is meant by alloy? Alloy is a combination of two or more metals, isn't it? So you have to answer whether brass is a pure substance or a mixer or compound. And today we are going to see about what is meant by elements. So we will read line by line now, then it will be easy for you to understand. Most of you may be interested in music and some of you may know how it is composed. Music is the combination of a few basic musical notes, sa, re, ga. Thus the building blocks of music are the musical notes. Why they have given this example here? Musical notes, building blocks, what they are coming to say? That means the elements are the building blocks of all materials. Finally, what they are concluded from this example means elements are the building blocks of all materials. How it is the building blocks of all materials? What examples have been given for you means plants, cats, apples, rocks, cars, and even our bodies contain elements. Plants means what are all the elements present in plants? Nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. We can call it as NPK. In short, we can call it as NPK. So these elements are essential for a plant growth. Likewise, cats, and we will compare with our human bodies also. So for an organism, these four elements are essential. What are all they? Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. Okay. Likewise, rocks means it will contain silicon, potassium, like that, etc. Likewise, cars. So to construct a car, what are all the elements needed for it? So here we have seen, to construct a car, what are all the elements needed for it? So to construct a car, and nowadays the modern automobile, they are using aluminum. Okay, and one more thing is bismuth. Bismuth also they are using, and it is for the painting purpose they will use. And it is used in between the year 1998 and 2000. And next element is calcium, carbon, chlorine, gold, helium, magnesium, and platinum. So these elements are used to construct a car. So finally what we can say, so these elements are the building blocks of all materials. So what we have seen for elements, so elements are the So how in music, these musical notes are important to compose a music. Likewise, these elements are essential for the materials. And next, how many elements are there in a periodic table? Totally 118 elements are there in a periodic table. Totally how many elements are there in the periodic table? 118 elements. Out of it, 92. So 92 are naturally occurring, while the remaining 26 of it have been artificially created. Artificially created means they will be these elements will be prepared in the laboratory. Okay. So 26 of them have been artificially created. But from this 118 elements, crores of compounds are formed, some naturally occurring and some artificial. This is what it is given in the do you know box. So next one, the Robert Boyle used the name element for any substance that cannot be broken down further into a simpler substance. So this person, what he given the definition for element? So the substance that cannot be broken down into a simpler substance. That one is termed as an element according to Robert Boyle. So this definition can be extended to include the fact that each element is made up of only one kind of atom. For example, aluminum is an element. So aluminum is an element means that is made up of only aluminum atoms. Okay. It is not possible to obtain a simpler substance chemically from the aluminum atoms. That is, from aluminum atom alone, you cannot make out the substances like aluminum oxide, aluminum nitrate and aluminum sulfate. And next thing you are going to read about is atoms, what is meant by atoms and molecules and examples for it. So what is meant by an atom? It is the smallest unit of an element. What does it mean? It is the very smallest unit of an element that we call it as what? An atom. So which may or may not have an independent existence. That means it will be having an independent existence. That means it may exist in independent form or it may not have an independent existence. But always take part in a chemical reaction is called as what? An atom. Say for example neon, helium, argon. So these are all example for inert gases. So what definition we have seen for an atom? The smallest unit of an element which may or may not have an independent existence but always takes part in a chemical reaction is called as what? Atom. And next thing given for you is molecules. The smallest unit of a pure substance which always exist independently. So what is the difference between these two? Atom means it may or may not have an independent existence, but these molecules, it's always exist independently and can retain physical and chemical property of that substance is called a molecule. So what is meant by physical and chemical property? What does it tell? That means it is a measurable property. Physical means what? It is a measurable property of a substance. Say for example mass, density, boiling point, temperature, all this we can say for a substance. Likewise chemical properties, so it can be determined after a chemical reaction. So after the completion of a chemical reaction only we can able to predict what kind of nature it has, what kind of change has undergone in that. All this we can say after it has undergone a chemical reaction. So this explains the chemical property of a substance. Okay, so for example for molecules is given here. Hydrogen molecule, it consists of two hydrogen atoms, that is H2. Water molecule means what is the formula? H2O. So how many hydrogen atom is present? Two hydrogen atom and one oxygen atom is present. So this examples is given for the molecules. So students, note down the homework. Activity I have given for you, first one and second one, you have to note the answer write the answer for this one. And next one, atom, what is meant by atom, or otherwise define atom, define molecules. Define atom, you have to write it with example. Define atom, give an example. Likewise define molecule, give an example. So this one is today homework for you. Complete the homework and take a snapshot of it and send it to the Hi-Fi app. Thank you all.